me what's up. Think you gon' play me, just know that I'm not one of them. Feel like I don't know you, don't come around, no invader them.
It's your boy Noto, coming to you another video, coming to you with another podcast, man. In today's podcast, we're going to discuss how I lost over 100 pounds, step-by-step guide. If you're new here or you already been here, go to click that like button, go ahead and comment, go to subscribe, click that notification bell so you can be notified whenever I drop a video. And without further ado, let's go and get into this topic, man. So for a lot of guys that have already been following me, you understand that I've actually made a transformation. At my highest weight, I was 272 pounds, and I ended up getting back down, getting all the way down to 160, but I'm 155 right now, like solid now. But in that before and after that, I'm going to show you guys that I was at 160 at that point in time. So I know a little something what I'm talking about. I lost over 100 pounds, and a lot of people end up going off the rails and don't really know how it is. So I'm just going to give you a step-by-step guide of how I lost 100 pounds, and hopefully this can help you guys and aid you guys. And I promise you, this is really going to be a good treat. And I'm telling you, all the BS is going to be gone. I'm going to tell you guys how it is, get to the meat of it, so you guys can actually get out here and get some results, guys. So the first absolute thing that I've done was believe that I can do it, because a lot of people stop at the psychology, but like, you go, look, bro, you got to know, I don't know if I can do it or not. Because a lot of people got a mental block when it comes to trying to lose weight. A lot of people's minds stop them before they even take one step in this journey. We got to get our psychology straight. Believe that you can do it, and understand that, I can, just believe that you can do it. I ain't going to get into it like that. Believe that you can do it, and end up developing some type of mental fortitude, and make sure you have a strong enough why you want to do this. Because if you don't even have this, you're going to stop and quit in the first 3 days, quit in the first couple of days, be like, oh, why you talking about psychology, man? No, that is the most important part of this whole situation. Psychology helped me, guys. It really helped me, guys. So I'm telling you, your why needs to be extremely strong, and understand that. And then believe in yourself. That's one of the first things you have to do, bro. So that right there, getting all that out the way, the psychology out the way. The first thing you need to do, especially, is pay attention and actually get an adequate knowledge when it comes to dieting and nutrition, bro. When it comes to dieting and nutrition, bro, you need to actually get a really, really good understanding. You need to do some studying and understanding what type of foods are you taking in, the food groups, and what the different food groups do for you, and what is conducive to actually maintaining what is called a caloric deficit. You see what I mean? Get your weights first, weigh yourself and all this stuff. Okay, of course, that's obvious, but I'm telling you how to just get into it after you did all this. Get your numbers and all that together. Yeah, get your weight, understand what your basal metabolic rate is, okay, which is pretty much what you're gonna burn if you just whatever you burn, just going on a daily basis or whatever. That's what the basal metabolic rate is. But anyway, getting past all that, the first thing you need to do is identify what you're eating. Identify it, bro. Once you understand how different foods are, you need to understand. I say first identify what are the most high calorie dense foods that you are taking in. Foods and beverages. Identify the highest highest calorie dense foods that you're taking in, and the highest calorie dense drinks that you're taking in. First thing I did too was cutting the calories out of my drinks. Cutting the calories out of my drinks, I'll switch to the diet drinks, or end up drinking water, or end up getting like one of these flavored 0 calorie sweeteners, sweet drinks or whatever, like, the little packets and stuff like that. Switch to those, because that would be the difference between you taking in 500 to 600 calories of soda and juice and all this other stuff, and you just switching it out for 0. You see what I mean? That right there can automatically create you a deficit, because a deficit is really just 500 calories and above. That's what's the recommended deficit for you to start with your dieting. But to be honest with you, if you cut out those sodas, you're going to automatically be in a deficit, especially if you're like an avid drinking of sodas and you're like extremely overweight and you're up there, bro. You cutting out those sodas, that's automatic. You're gonna automatically start losing weight right then and there without even doing anything else. You can still be going about what your regular diet is in the first place. But that right there, it's about making different changes, and then changing how your relationship is with food. Understand what you're taking in, okay? Identifying the high calorie dense food that you're eating, and let's preferably anything that's like saucy, anything that runs like sauces, syrups, and especially oil. The most high calorie dense food out there, or substance, whatever you want to call it, out there is oil. Other than oil and butter and stuff like that, those two are just astronomically high when it comes to caloric calories as opposed to the size. Like this much, it's almost like something like this much oil in like a cup is about 500 to 600 calories, bro. And you can slap that on a piece of steak in a small little cup like this, and you can snap that on a piece of steak and you wouldn't even feel it. You see what I'm saying? So cooking with oils, you don't necessarily need to cook with oils. And if you know what you can do, you really can just cook with some water. I'm gonna keep it a buck. If you ain't trying to be an extra big chef and all that, bro, your meat can be tenderized with just regular and tender and nice and juicy. You just put some water in the pan. I'm just keep it a buck. Once you learn how to do stuff, you learn how to cook the way you want to cook and make things taste good the way it's supposed to be tasting, bro. And trust me. You will make those moves. You will make those moves. So identifying your highest calorie intake. Are you eating ice creams? Are you eating what kind of sauces are you taking in? See, the thing is, once you identify those things, okay, the ice cream, the sauces, the drinks, the syrups, and all this and that, anything that pretty much like just runny and stuff like that, what you do is make a transition. What are your favorites? Identify your favorite high calorie dense foods. So me, it was chocolate chip cookies. I absolutely love chocolate chip cookies. And I just had a little fetish for them and cookies and cream ice cream. So instead of eating the regular cookies and cream ice cream, I changed to the Enlightened ice cream cookies and cream. Now you can find whatever brand you want to do, whether it's Halo Top or something like that, but making swaps will actually pay dividends, guys. And I'm telling you, it might not taste as good, but it may taste at least 60, 65 to 70% good, but it's worth it, bro. It's worth it, guys. I'm telling you, making these transitions. So for the ice cream, I like regular cookies and cream ice cream, probably like Ben and Jerry's or something like that. So the difference between that is, in a whole pint of this Enlightened ice cream, I only get like 310 calories. But for the Ben and Jerry's cookies and cream, you might get 1,200 calories, 1,250 calories, maybe within one freaking pint. One pint, 310 calories. One pint is 1,250 calories. You see the big difference there? That's over 700 calorie difference. Over 700 calorie difference. And when it comes to the daily intake, taking in 1,250 calories in one sitting, especially off of a pint of ice cream, that isn't even, it doesn't favor you in nutrition. You see what I'm saying? It is not a good nutritional value on this ice cream. It's not like it got a high protein. It's not like it had 80 grams of protein and this type of fiber. No, it ain't none of that. It's pretty much purely sugar and a bunch of creams and all this added up too. So honestly, looking at the food and looking at the value of the food that you're taking in, it's not about the carbs and stuff like that. It's about the calories that are in the food. And coming in such a small amount, such as a pint of ice cream, you're not going to be full off that pint of ice cream. One, and the sugar response and the insulin response is going to spike your insulin. And on top of that, you're going to end up being even hungrier after that. Because of the sugar spikes, and you're going to be craving way more. It's already hitting you with the dopamine, so you're probably going to end up eating way more sweets and end up thus increasing the amount of calories you're taking in for the day. So it's never the food in and of itself. So you can eat that 1,250 calories. It's not conducive. I don't recommend it, but you can still eat that and lose weight. But what difference would it make if you ate the 1,250 and ate 310? You can eat 2 of these Enlightens and still be less calories than that. Still be less than twice the amount of those. Maybe even have you need 3 of these to have the same amount of caloric value as that one Ben and Jerry's ice cream. 3 Enlightens. You see what I'm saying? So the difference between that and making these swaps out, okay, you swap out the barbecue sauce. If you have regular barbecue sauce, probably like 60 to 80 calories per 2 tablespoons, whatever it is. But what I recommend is get you a bottle of G. Hughes. Oh yeah, the G. Hughes barbecue sauce. Yeah, it works wonders. What, 5 calories per 2 versus 80 and whatever. That makes a big difference, guys. I'm telling you, that makes a big difference, especially if you like flavor with your food. So switching to the G. Hughes when it comes to the sauces and stuff like that. And like I say, it might not taste as good, because none of this is going to taste as good. But the thing is, finding out what you can swap it with and finding out what you like, because there are different flavors of G. Hughes. Some might like the tangy sauce, some might like the sweet and sour sauce, some might like the hickory, some might like different ones of the G. Hughes barbecue sauce. There's a variety of these things. There's a variety. So if you switch those out, you won't be taking in a whole bunch of calories when it comes to all these big sauces and stuff. All these sauces like regular ketchup and regular barbecue sauce and the regular salad dressing, because you can easily turn a 200 calorie salad into a 7 to 8 or maybe even 1,000 calorie salad because of the croutons or especially because of the dressing, but the additives. You see what I'm saying? The additive is what do it to it. Another thing that you can add that people say is healthy, but people make it unhealthy by putting in additives that substantially increase the caloric intake is the coffee. But the creamer that you put into it skyrockets the calories, guys. Skyrockets them. And it's a bunch of empty calories, a bunch of just sugar and just it's cream. It is not even real cream. It's in powder form these days. So the creamers are astronomically upping your calories and you don't even know it. So you go up in the morning, you crashing down a cup of Joe that you'd have put like 3 or 4 creamers in. That one cup of coffee might very well be 1,300 calories without you even knowing it. Yes, starting off your day with 1,300 calories, small cup of coffee. That right there. And this is how just understanding the caloric intake when it comes to food. So what do you look out for? Okay, like once you've identified these and you've made these swap outs and you switch for lower calorie options that might not be as good but are conducive to your goal. You see what I'm saying? So you can't just be thinking with your tongue. You're going to have to make some adjustments too, psychologically and physically, because you're going to have to change your relationship with food and how you're tasting these different foods. But at the same time, hey, making these differences. And instead of eating just regular rice, why don't you switch to the Smart Pop popcorn? Oh yeah, Smart Pop popcorn. Orville. It's a green box and 100 calories a bag. And to be honest with you, popcorn has more nutritional value than rice anyway, if you look at the stats. Let's keep it a buck. And this amount of rice right here is like 80 calories or something like that. A big a big bag of popcorn. I mean, even a small bag. There's way more space. They're more filling, more fiber. You see what I'm saying? See, making these types of differences, making these types of decisions right here can just help you. The smallest changes can help you get on your goal. Y'all say y'all want to lose weight the fastest way, right? You want to lose it the fastest way, but identifying and actually giving yourself a type of knowledge of fitness and nutrition. Understanding your nutrition. The more you understand it, the more you can experiment with it and thus make it way easier for yourself. But if you don't know the knowledge and know what to stay away from and what to swap out, it is really no such thing as a bad food anyway. I want to change the whole psychology. I don't want you guys to keep listening to all these fitness gurus and that's telling you that these are bad foods, these are this or that. There's no such thing really as a bad food, but there is a such thing as a food that's not conducive to your goal. A food that will not help you get to your goal if you don't know what the word conducive means. But if it's not helping you get to your goal and if it's not a good choice, why not swap it out? Instead of peanut butter, why don't you get some PB2 powder with significantly less calories. And you can put that over the sandwich and instead of regular Jell-O, and you want to make a PB&J sandwich, instead of regular Jell-O, why don't you go in and get some of that 0-calorie Jell-O? It might not be as good, like I said, it might not be as good. Oh well. And for the bread, instead of getting just the regular butter bread, and that's 80 calories every two slices or something, get the 80 calories a slice or something like that. Why don't you get the 40-calorie bread? Yes. They have different types of bread. And instead of eating regular eggs, get the carton of egg whites. Egg whites are significantly low in calories. So you can eat like 8 egg whites for 2 eggs or something like that. Think of how full you'll be. You know what I'm saying? Eating your chicken breast. Everybody, the chicken breast so dry. You can learn how to cook your chicken breast, especially you put them on the Ninja grill. Yeah, if you want your chicken breast to come out nice and tender, I highly recommend the Ninja grill. It's called it's the brand Ninja, but you just put them on there on the grill and they will come out succulent. I promise you can slice them down. It'll be real juicy. I promise you. We can make it easy for you. Make it easy for yourself. Don't make it seem like, I got to struggle, because the moment you feel like you got to struggle when it comes to the diet, it's over, guys. It's over, because you're going to be like, I ain't finna be doing this. I'm doing that. I ain't messing with that. So like I'm saying, with the drinks, switch to the diets. People be like, what about cancer? What about this? This is all the aspartame, bro. The amount of aspartame you have to take into it. This is not, now I'm not a doctor. Now if you have some type of reaction to aspartame and you might end up having an allergic reaction of some type of wild card or something like that, then this ain't for you. But for the overall majority of people, you can take in aspartame and you will be just fine. Trust and believe. And the amount of aspartame you have to take in order for these bad effects all them companies and people trying to tell you will happen to you, you have to take in an extra substantial amount. I'm talking about extra substantial amount and over a long period of time for you to start getting these effects from the aspartame. So you probably have to drink about 3 cases of soda a day for like a year and a half or 2 years or something like that, for stuff like that start happening to you. So I'm just keep it a buck for you. It's not as substantial as people is making it seem. It's making excuses saying, oh, the diets are bad. No, to be honest, switching to the diets is going to help you get closer to your goal and getting fat off of your body, thus making it easier for your heart and your other organs and other functions of your body to operate without so much having to carry around so much weight. That is way better. The diets will get you closer to that. Yeah, the diets will get you way closer to that. So that's why I wanted to stress the very, very importance of getting an overwhelming knowledge of nutrition. What do you eat? Like I say, more so of single ingredient, minimally processed foods and stuff like that. That's a gold standard right there. That's damn near the gold standard right there. But it doesn't have to be bland. That's why I recommended those G. Hughes barbecue sauces. That's why I recommended those. They got marinades and all. You can make your food taste really good without it having to be substantially high in calories. That right there, once you be able to be like, okay, this food right here, I can't eat this. So for example, what's a bad food you can just eyeball and be like, I don't think I should eat that. Something like lasagna and like spaghetti and stuff like that, you can't really tell because there's so many ingredients within that one thing. You can pick up a bottle of spaghetti and you can be like, I can't even imagine how many calories is in this handful of spaghetti. You see what I'm saying? Or macaroni and cheese. You see what I'm saying? Have different amounts of ingredients inside that one food. So if you got like macaroni and cheese, you can't tell. They be putting like 3 and 4 different cheeses. You got the macaroni itself. You got the if they put milk in it, they ain't measuring that. You see what I mean? You scooping it up, you throwing it on a plate. You might have 500 calories worth of a small scoop in your plate, and you don't even know that. You don't know how high calorie dense the cream or milk they put in there or the cheeses they put in there. They might have put 7 different cheeses in that one macaroni and cheese. They might have put like a whole bunch of different type of sauces in that lasagna and spaghetti and whatever else. Anything that looks saucy like that, potato salad stuff, stuff like that. That's mystery food. You want to stay away from stuff like that. Not saying that the food itself is bad. It's just the fact that you can't tell how many calories is in that little amount. And when it comes to those type of foods, this is my rule of thumb. This amount right here. That's it. When it comes to sweets and stuff like sweet potato pie, your family just absolutely won't leave you alone because they spent 3 days making the pie and all that stuff there. Get a small piece like this. And if it's a pie, make that slice real thin. I'm talking about almost pencil thin. Dang near. I'm telling you, you want to stay conducive to your diet. Now, you'll be straight. But anyway, learning all that stuff right there, all that knowledge right there, helped me tremendously, guys. Learning how to look at foods, changing my relationship with foods, and then so that's everything like on the nutritional side of things. I can go about that all day, and it's so much more I can say about that. But I think I pretty much got the gist of what would help you guys. I believe this will definitely help you guys. This is the gist of it. So moving on, now that we understand the nutritional part of the things and how I made the swaps and all this, now we must incorporate training, weight training, and increasing our energy expenditure. So incorporating this weight training, when people be like, I just want to lose weight, I'm going to start walking, I'm going to start doing a bunch of cardio, I'm going to start jumping on the ellipticals, and I'm going to get on the treadmill, I'm going to go swimming, or I'm going to go for a walk, I'm going to go for a hike, or I'm going to go for a jog around the neighborhood and stuff like that. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with doing those things. I personally recommend doing steady state cardio, something that doesn't really require a whole bunch of energy, like strenuous energy expenditure. So the recovery can be a lot less grueling. But like HIIT cardio, I don't necessarily do that. Steady state cardio is pretty much like walking for 30 minutes on a treadmill on a slight incline or something. Something calm. Get your heartbeat beating, but you still steady state and you're not dying afterwards. But just do it for an extended period of time. I feel like that's the best for you and the best for your body in the first place. But whatever you want to do, as long as you're getting active, that's fine. But I would say what's more conducive, what would be more that I recommend is doing steady state cardio, and on that end. But I also say that you should incorporate weightlifting. Incorporate weightlifting, guys. Do not just say I'm gonna go do a bunch of cardio and don't go on the gym and do no weights. No, I incorporate weightlifting, and if you can lift your body weight, And if you could do push-ups, I definitely recommend doing calisthenics. Oh yeah, do not neglect calisthenics. But if you're like so to the point where you're morbidly obese, I'm just gonna keep it a buck. I'm not calling people fat, but I'm just actually using the actual terms that really describe what the situation is, because I was obese. You see what I mean? So I'm not picking on anybody, but if you're obese, but if you're overweight, you're 65, 70 pounds overweight, 100 pounds overweight, you know, whatever your weight gap is, I incorporate, if you're not able to lift your body weight at this time, you need to be in the gym lifting some weights. Get in the gym, lift some weights, get on that lat pull down. Oh yeah, get them rolls. Oh, shout out to Beast Mode. Shout out to Beast Mode, man. But anyway, man, do the rolls, do all that, man. Get in there and get in the gym and get on the leg extension, all that, the curl bars, all that, bro. Incorporate weightlifting, bro. Because one, the more lean body mass you have, the more calories you will burn during your NEAT. You see what I mean? And what it is, your body needs to use calories in order to build the muscle that is broken down, and maintain the muscle that's already there. So as well, so that increases your no, I don't really think that's called NEAT, but NEAT is non-exercise activity thermogenesis, is what you go around your regular day without necessarily exercising, like, you know, walking to your job, working or something like that, you know, like me right now, I'm not exercising right now, but I'm making a video and I'm still burning calories. So this would be considered non-exercise activity thermogenesis by nature. So anyway, by doing that, your muscle, I'm not sure what the actual process is, but whatever it is, it increases your calories burnt throughout the day. I'm not sure if it's called NEAT, but whatever calories is burnt without you doing anything at all, I forgot what that's called, without you doing anything at all, your body's going to burn calories. And the more lean body mass you have, which is why I say build muscle, that's your lean body mass. The more muscle you have on your frame, the more calories you will burn at rest. You see what I'm saying? The more calories you will just burn doing nothing throughout that day. And that's usually a few hundred calories. If you have a muscle building stimulus in place and you have a good workout routine, you're usually, and especially if you have accumulated your newbie gains and all that, you should probably be burning a few hundred calories a day just from rest. It's just that's assuming all those other factors are at play, and that's something I figured that out, and I was like, that does make sense, because your body has to use calories in order to maintain what it already has, and where is it going to get the energy in order to build up the muscle that you broke down in the gym to make it stronger and to make it bigger. That's the whole point of things. So yeah, learning about that. That's why you get in there and you lift weights, understand the knowledge of these things, but don't astronomically throw these numbers off and make it seem like, oh man, if I just do this, I can eat what I want. No, the diet is still very important, paramount. So that don't mean just go off everything. And another thing too I want to say is that kept me in, but I got caught up in this at one point in time in this journey, is trying to outwork a bad diet. I tried to do it at first. I was like, oh man, my cheat days went from 1 to 2 or 3, and I started getting off track and thinking that, because my energy expenditure increased, that I'm overworking the calories, and ended up gaining 3 pounds in 2 weeks. So you can very well think that just because you're working out hard and you're sweating, that you're burning all these calories, but you're not burning as many as you think you are. That's another thing too, guys. Just because you're doing the hard cardio session, you might only be burning cardio or weightlifting session. You don't burn that many calories weightlifting anyway. But what we tend to do as a whole, a lot of people, especially like beginners, mainly the beginners anyway, don't have any prior knowledge of fitness and how things actually work. We overestimate the amount of calories that we're burning when we're doing a workout session, and think that we can just do what we want on the nutritional side, and think that, nothing's going to be affected because I feel like I burnt this many calories, and the food I eat is probably going to only be right here. Or I can just eat a little food. I can have a couple of cheap snacks or something like that, right? You think your energy expenditure is up here, and you think the amount of calories you burn is up here. But in reality, your energy, the calories you burn is probably like right here. You see what I'm saying? And then you go home thinking that you can eat whatever you want, and you end up being in a surplus, thus pretty much making this for nothing, other than you still gonna get some benefits out of it, but not the goal that you want, as in being in a caloric deficit. No, you're not going to be in a caloric deficit if you're down here, and your food intake is here. So your energy expenditure is here, and your caloric intake is here. That is a surplus. No, we need these numbers to be like here. This is where weight loss happens, guys. This is where it happens. See that? Do not try to overestimate things, guys. Keep your diet tailored down and understand. Create your deficit. Get your numbers together. Just like I say, look up your weight and your basal metabolic rate and make the adjustments from there. If you wanted to be a 500 calorie deficit, 1,000 calorie deficit, depending on how heavy you are, you can probably lose 3 to 4 pounds a week. If you're on extreme heavy, like morbid obese, But for the ones that aren't that much, probably only got 30 or 20 pounds to lose, I recommend probably like 2 pounds a week, maybe 3 pounds a week at first, probably for the first 15 pounds or something like that, and then dial it down to 2, 1.5, something like that. Now I say, bro, I think you can cruise all the way down with 2 if you want, but you can take a level of focus, but you can. But anyway, learning that, and I ended up getting more active, getting more steps within a day. Nobody understands the power of walking these days. I just started walking more. I started walking a heck of a lot more, especially when it came to my new environment. I walk way more. I'm getting like 10 to 20,000 steps in a day. So just walking, that increasing your energy expenditure. Humans were meant to move. Our ancestors were hunters and gatherers and stuff like that. So they took a heck of a lot of steps a day. That's why they stayed so lean. On top of that, so they worked for their food. See, us, we get to get our food delivered to us. Oh, you can just come up in there. They have to work and hunt for their food. They have to follow their food. And guess what they have to do in order to follow that food? They have to walk substantial amounts of distances, very vast distances, just to catch their food. Because how are they going to eat? They have to move where the food is. If the animals are migrating, they have to walk. So yes, by nature, humans have to walk. It's meant for humans to move. But in our society these days, and especially with the American diet and everything that's being put into it, is actually making us more sluggish and making us a lot more sedentary. Being sedentary is not a good thing, especially if you're trying to lose weight. Get out of being sedentary. Even if you got an office job, you need to go and walk around every 30 minutes or something. If you can do something like try to go up a flight of stairs or something. Try to be active up there, and then when you leave, try to make up for your cardio and walk at least 30 minutes a day or something on the treadmill or whatever. And remember to tailor your diet. But for me, increasing my walking helps substantially because it skyrockets your expenditure. Skyrockets it, guys. So if you want to walk for 30 minutes a day, maybe you walk for an hour a day or whatever. But increasing those steps will definitely help. I'm telling you. I know y'all hear this a lot, but it's the truth. The thing is, people fail to think of it, and they be like, "Oh man, I don't want to walk so much because this and that," and they end up eating. Their diets are not really dialed in. They don't really got their numbers together. They don't know what they're doing when it comes on the nutritional side of things. And when they're walking, they look at the scale, they'll feel like it's not doing anything because really they're eating in a surplus and they're not in a deficit. That's what happens a lot. But this helped me lose 100 pounds, guys. Just following these steps right here, making those adjustments with the nutrition, increasing my energy expenditure, and moving around, lifting weights, and actually walking a heck of a lot. Man. It's really that simple. You can really just cruise throughout the ways, but you have different ways to do things the way you want to do them and cook things and make your recipes as best as you want to do it. You can put your own spin on this, guys. It's not a one-trick pony type deal. But this got me through the overwhelming majority of my entire weight loss journey. Definitely got me through my entire weight loss journey. I had my times where I fell off. Like I said, I was trying to overcompensate, thinking that I'm burning these many calories and end up gaining weight because I was thinking I could eat what I want because I'm moving more. But no. You know what I mean? So, of course, you're going to have to get your psychology together to move through the process as well, and being patient as well. Being patient will help you get through this process because it's not going to happen overnight. Guys. But I just wanted to share my story with you guys because that's exactly how I lost 100 pounds. It's not that big and set in stone like that. You know, it's definitely a wonderful accomplishment. I'm not going to dumb it down or nothing like that, but that's really how simple it was for me. You got to simplify it for yourself. That's the thing. Like, many of these people that's out here in the workout and fitness industry, they try to make things seem so hard and complicated, but really, Everybody has one way or another to make something ABC for themselves. Everybody has a way to simplify things for themselves. And the moment you simplify this for yourself and you get that overall understanding, it's all on you. It's a mind thing then, because you already got the knowledge and stuff. All you got to do is implement at this point. Implement, and if you end up reaching a plateau, it's time to readjust. You're gonna reach plateaus, but once you hit that plateau, you're gonna have to change your numbers. Either start walking more or moving more, increasing expenditure, or come down on the calories. And I really recommend increasing expenditure instead of moving your calories too low, especially not going below 1,800 calories or nothing like that. But yeah, you don't want your calories getting way that low. That's all I'm saying, and that's all I recommend though. And I'm just gonna end it up there. I'm gonna be making a series of fitness videos as well to actually help and actually narrow a lot of things down and get a lot of the myths out the way, so you guys can actually really reach your goals. But anyway, it's your boy Nuddle. Come to another video, come to another podcast, man. If you're enjoying the content, go and click that like button, go and comment, go and subscribe, click that notification bell so you'll be notified whenever I drop a video. And remember, guys, anybody can improve themselves. They want to work at it. I'm out.
I'm all out of favors. Don't ask for nothing, had enough. They driving me crazy. And all I did was show them love. They turning to haters. As soon as I would tell them no, don't ask for nothing, had enough. And all I did was show them love. I did so much stuff for some people, they came up and now they never will admit it. They took all advantage of me.